The Taliban, notorious former head of religious police, has said extreme punishments such as execution and amputations will resume in Afghanistan. Mullah Nuruddin Turabi, now in charge of prisons, told AP News amputations were necessary for security. He said these punishments may not be meted out in public as they were under previous Taliban rule in the 1990s. But he dismissed outrage over the past public executions. No one will tell us what our laws should be. Since taking power in Afghanistan on 15 August, the Taliban have been promising a milder form of rule than in their previous tenure. But there have already been several reports of human rights abuses carried out across the country. On Thursday, Human Rights Watch warned that the Taliban in Herat were searching out high-profile women, denying women freedom of movement outside their homes and imposing compulsory dress codes. And in August, Amnesty International said that Taliban fighters were behind the massacre of 9 members of the persecuted Hazara minority. Amnesty Secretary General Agnes Callamard said at the time that the cold-blooded brutality of the killings was a reminder of the Taliban past record and a horrifying indicator of what Taliban rule may bring. Days before the Taliban took control of Kabul, a Taliban judge in Balkh, Haji Badruddin, told the BBC's Sikandar Kermani that he supported the group's harsh and literal interpretation of Islamic religious law. In our Sharia, it's clear for those who have sex and are unmarried, whether it's a girl or a boy, the punishment is 100 lashes in public, Badruddin said. But for anyone who's married, they have to be stoned to death. For those who steal, if it's proved, then his hand should be cut off. These hardline views are in tune with some ultra-conservative Afghans. However, the group are now balancing this desire to appeal to their conservative base with the need to form connection with the international community. And since coming into power, the Taliban have tried to present a more restrained image of themselves. Turabi, notorious for his harsh punishment for people caught listening to non-religious music or trimming their beard in the 1990s, told AP that although harsh form of punishment would continue, the group would now allow television, mobile phone, photos and videos. Turabi, who is on a UN sanction list for his past actions, said the Taliban cabinet ministers were now discussing whether or not punishment should be public and that they would develop a policy. Back in the 1990s, executions were held in public in Kabul Sports Stadium or on the west ground of the Eidgah Masjid. At the time, Turabi was Justice Minister and head of the Ministry of Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, the Taliban religious police. Everyone criticized us for the punishment in the stadium, but we have never said anything about their laws and punishment, he said in the latest interview. Earlier this week, the Taliban also requested to speak at the UN General Assembly, which is being held in New York City. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas said that while it was important to communicate with the Taliban, the UN General Assembly is not the appropriate venue for that. The US, which is on the credentialing committee, also said it would not make a decision before the end of the summit next week.